Another point on Samantha Craft's list for females with autism is everything has a purpose. Everything has a purpose. And this, I think, if everyone knew this about me who was like close to me, knew that with me everything has a purpose, maybe that would make conversations a little easier. Maybe not. I don't know. But I've like slowly come to realize like, oh, people must not realize that with me because I wouldn't expect them to assume that anyway. But I used to think that like, or everybody else was like that, or just imagine it necessarily that I believed it. But for me, everything has a purpose. Like, there's a reason behind everything I do. Like, big or small, I have a reason for it. And I think like this could potentially be why like some people perceive me as stubborn. They don't realize that I have a whole thought process behind everything I do. And yeah, everything has a purpose. I've thought it out. And I think people will get frustrated with me too because like they want me to like consider their perspective on something or what they think I should do, and it's like I've already considered it. And I think people have a hard time believing like, and this is partly too how I can come off like a know-it-all a lot of times because like I ruminate a lot and my brain is it's just constantly going, constantly working out patterns. Like my mind kind of thinks like in there's two ways I kind of like to think about it. I think they're both accurate, but like the thought webs you'd have to make like in school, you have like a main point and then it branches off like from there, or like also the ones where it's like you go down, it's like yes or no. Okay, if yes, then this, or and then there's more questions. Is it this or that? Yes or no, and then it goes down. And then, so that's really actually two right there. And then the third thing is that a lot of things I like to think of as if each concept or each idea or possibility, has its own spear. And then when I'm like collecting information, I'm trying to fulfill the spear. So I'm trying to, there's like the core of the spear, that's like the idea or whatever, or maybe a choice I might want to make. So that's the core of the spear, and then I'm trying to get all the information to complete all sides all around the spear, or as much as I can of the spear. And once I feel like I've sufficiently completed the spear, like enough for me to make a decision or whatever, then, only then when I feel like I've filled the spear up enough, then will I make the decision. Or, I've gone through the thought web and I've thought of all these different things or all the different possible pathways or scenarios, then that's when I make the decision. So I think a lot of times when people are talking to me, they don't realize like how much I've thought out. I've made like this whole thought process before I made the decision. So the decision probably, it could have taken me days, it could have taken me weeks, it could have taken me months um, of like research, rumination, like planning out like all those things. It's not most of the decisions, especially if I get hardcore into, I'm doing this or I'm not doing that, then like I've thought it out obsessively. I've basically obsessively thought it out. It doesn't feel like an obsession to me, but I guess now that I've realized that I'm autistic and not everybody does all this shit, that I guess it's obsessive. Fine. So yeah, and then like I get what got like called like stubborn or like a know-it-all, but it's like I care a lot about the choices I make. I plan them out a lot, and I care about information. I care about being informed. I care about correctness, accuracy. More so like I care about being accurate. And, people think like, oh, you just like you think you know everything, you know it all, or you think you're always right. I do not think I'm always right. I'm okay with being wrong, but I know that I don't just make decisions like fly by the seat of my pants. But I think people perceive me that way when they're talking to me because of something about like the way I mask or something about how I'm showing up. They think that I haven't thought it out. I really don't know what to think, really personally, because I can't necessarily accurately perceive myself in the exact way that other people do. I do my best at it, because I'm always trying to be as self-aware as possible, and I'm always trying to work. I'm like constant like self-improvement type person. I will say it's hard when certain things like seem to work for me. I really went on a tangent with that one, but yeah, everything has a purpose for me, big or small. I thought it out, and then I have a reason behind like almost everything. I can think I can confidently say absolutely everything I do has a reason. I think so.